So this video that I have created was to show you some of the areas in the website, especially when you start to edit some of the information. As you noticed yesterday when you started to edit this area here, it kind of like discombobulated. And that's because there's special coding in the back, and they're mainly HTML coding. So we got to be very careful when we make changes here, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you that. The other item that you had asked about was adding the links here, and I'll show you that in a bit, as well as the FAQ area here, the shading, how it's shaded in the answer section. So, and again, this is driven by a special HTML code in the back end. So let's go ahead and jump in, and obviously you're going to log in here to the administrator portion. You're going to put in your username and your password. As far as the front page, it's in the feature articles here, and let's go ahead and click that open here. To us, it seems like it's pretty simplistic. You're writing, you put your bullet points and whatever. But if you click on this toggle editor here, you'll notice in the background that there are some HTML capabilities that are driven on how that front page, that specific area in that front page is presented. So when you go to add a bullet point, let's say if we wanted to add another bullet point just under here, what I would do is I would copy this section here and just right click copy, and you're going to have to create a new LI, which is the bullet point, and you can paste. Oops. Yeah, when you can paste and you go /LI. Now obviously I have them in separate lines here, which is okay. HTML doesn't care if you continue on the same line. It's only going to read based on that code that you have here. So if I were to save this, you'll see it right here as well in the front page. This is how it would show up. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and remove that one line there, or those. Let me see, I want to remove from here to here, and just backspace and delete that line there. This UL is basically terminating that bullet point for that particular section there. But that should give you an idea what's driving this. The same thing for this area here is where it's all shaded. So if we go down back to the back end of the page itself, you'll see here that it starts at this section right here, and it's driven by a cascading style sheet here. So you got to be very, very careful. So if you're going to add anything, or then you have to be careful that you add it correctly in the area that you want. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and close this guy here, and let's go to the FAQ. We'll go back to the content article manager here, and as I mentioned to you the other day, you can click on this search tool here, and it just makes it a lot easier to select the category. And we'll go to the About Us, because that's where the FAQ is sitting at. Again, the FAQ is driven by a special code in the back in order to get those shaded areas. And you'll see here that here is a question, and then this is the shaded area, which is using a notice, which gives it that blue. Okay. So what I did with your area here, I just went ahead and corrected. The heading 4 is the style, the font style, and then of course the class notice, which gives you the highlighted. area. So if you're going to add anything, you just need to follow this method here. Okay? So we'll go ahead and close that. The recommended links is a module that I created. And we'll go to the extensions, go to Module Manager here. And if you remember what I told you the other day, that stuff that appearing with the X's are not published, so we can change that status, that we only want to look at published modules. So we'll go to recommended links here. Let me go ahead and unlock that. It just means it's locked, it's protected in case somebody tries to make a change. They can't because somebody else has it open. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go to recommended link. And this is where I add it. Again, I'm using a header 3 for this particular area, and your headers are here. If I wanted to add a website, I could do the Vatican. And I can highlight that guy here, and I can go ahead and put the URL. http Vatican. I want to say it's VA. I know they have their own special country, so I think it's the VA. And then we want a target window. We want to open it in a new window. We don't want to open, and we don't want them to go away from our website. We'll just open another tab for them. And if I save that, and go back to the home page here, and voila. Now, you see it's in small. What I failed to do was I failed to change this from a paragraph to header 3. I don't know why it does this. Okay. Okay. If I go back here, hopefully it did save. Yeah, it did. Okay. And there it is right here. Okay. And so if I click on it, you see how it opens up another page. Right? So it doesn't take you away from this page. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this guy here. And I'll just save it. And close. The front page tab is where, I don't know if you recall yesterday, but the other day I there is a module called FP tab for the front page, which drives this here. Okay. Well, this is pulling documents from the from specific articles. Okay. And let's see here where we at. I think we're right here. Front page tabs. Okay. So it's pulling it from this category, FP tabs. Okay. So if I go back and I close this, and I go to the article, and I change this to FP tabs, right? We'll see your article here. Okay. But the problem is, if I were to enable this article here, okay, and I can enable it right here, and see it's enabled now. What that does is it's going to bring in your article as another tab here. So let's go ahead and you see. Well, so that doesn't look, pretty clean. So what I did was I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and disable that guy. And I went to Mary's Knowles. And I just added this note here. Okay. And that's why when you go to it now, you see it here. Okay. Now, if there's any pictures taken for Good Fridays, like I mentioned, I'm not going to be around. If you wouldn't mind letting me know, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these out of the way and put Good Fridays here. Any pictures that were taken. Okay. So keep that in mind, and if it's somebody else, tell them, you know, I'll give them credit. That's what I did for the Christmas one. Tom Felix and his family took these, so I went ahead and I copyrighted those to them. Okay, but I'll make sure that I'll put those pictures on the website. Okay, so I hope the article was, or the video, I should say, helped somewhat. You know, there is one other thing I wanted to show you here. You know, the request of prayer, these are forms that I've created from the back end, and where people can go ahead and, you know, send the information, and it's emailed to you directly. And these forms here are using the component called Breezy Forms. And as you notice here, I can see how many have come in through the various IPs, you know, where they came from, the location, and whatnot. But this is where I created the forms itself. So if you ever need another form, just let me know. I can go ahead and do that. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and try and make this short, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.